Welcome back, 8th graders. Let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at exactly how our nation's most crucial rules were forged. And, spoiler alert, it wasn't by people just sitting in a circle nodding and agreeing with each other. Nope, it happened in the fiery, passionate, and sometimes deeply messy fires of debate. We're talking about reasoned compromise, the art of constitutional debate. By the end of our time today, you're going to walk away with some amazing skills to handle your own arguments.
So, I want you to start by imagining something for a second. Think about a time you had a really heated argument with your friends. Maybe it was over what video game to play, what movie to watch, or even what the actual rules of a game were. Everyone's talking over each other, nobody's backing down, and everyone is absolutely convinced they are right. Pretty frustrating, isn't it? Well, believe it or not, this exact problem is the core challenge of democracy. How do we find common ground when everyone passionately disagrees? How do you build a whole country when millions of people have completely different ideas about how things should be run? That's the giant puzzle we're going to solve today. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The art of disagreement. 2. What is role play? 3. How to debate respectfully. 4. Why debates shape laws. And 5. Education meets morality. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The art of disagreement. Finding common ground. When we look at history, or, even just scroll through the news today, it's super easy to think that arguing means something is broken. But here's the thing. Disagreement isn't a glitch in our system. It is a vital feature of a free society. Look, anybody can stand up and shout about why they're right. Arguing, that's the easy part. The real art of responsible citizenship, the truly hard work, is taking those disagreements and building a bridge to a shared middle ground. That is where the magic happens. And it's exactly what the founders of the United States had to do. Moving on to Section 2. What is role play? Historical viewpoints. To really wrap our heads around this art of disagreement, we can't just memorize dry dates from a textbook. We literally need to time travel. Role play isn't just about putting on a powdered wig and pretending. It's a critical, empathetic tool. It means stepping directly into the shoes of historical figures to understand exactly how they defended their positions and shaped history. It forces you to look at a massive problem through someone else's eyes and really realize that these were real people wrestling with incredibly complex issues.
For example, let's look at one of the biggest showdowns in U.S. history. On one side, you have the Federalists. They were laser-focused on unity and a strong central power, just to keep the young country alive. But on the other side, the Anti-Federalists. They were fiercely protective of individual liberty and making sure local states weren't just completely crushed by a mega government. When you role-play this, you realize pretty quickly that neither side was just the bad guy in a movie. Both factions had incredibly valid concerns that absolutely had to be balanced to make the country work. All right, Section 3. How to debate respectfully. Rules of engagement.
Now, if you're going to engage in your own debates, you need a historically proven approach so things don't just devolve into a giant shouting match. So here are your 3 essential steps. Step 1, present evidence. A strong argument doesn't rely on your feelings. It uses facts and documents. Step 2, listen respectfully to opposing views. Honestly, this is usually the hardest part, but if you don't listen, you can't understand. And step 3, compromise to find solutions. Take your facts, take what you learn by actually listening, and build a solution that works for everyone. And this isn't just some modern political strategy either. It's a deeply rooted value. Take a look at this quote. "Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord." This verse from Isaiah 1:18 connects the practical, logical steps of debate right to a strong biblical foundation. It shows us that using reason, talking things out, and engaging in respectful communication is a timeless virtue. It's what we are literally called to do. Section 4. Why debates shape laws. Creating lasting change. So what is the ultimate prize of all this reasoned arguing? Well, it's the creation of lasting change. Healthy debate balances liberty and unity, ensuring no single side just completely overpowers the other. It tests federal power. It forged our constitutional amendments. Remember, the Constitution wasn't just finished the day the ink dried. No way. It was designed to be changed and improved through hard-fought compromise. This is exactly how you create true, lasting change that respects the needs of the whole country. Okay, before we move to our final section, I want you to lock these key takeaways into your brain. Think of this as your mental checklist for this explainer. You should now be able to confidently explain why role play is useful, how debates shape laws, what the Anti-Federalist concerns actually were, the power of respectful listening, and a few U.S. history compromises. If you've got a solid handle on these points, you are absolutely crushing this.
And our final stop, Section 5, Education Meets Morality, Biblical Connection.
Learning all these debate skills is fantastic for sure, but how does it actually link to your character? Well, education without morality will hurt. This is a pretty profound warning. I mean, what is the point of being the smartest person in the room or knowing exactly how to win an argument if you use those skills to make bad choices that end up hurting yourself or others? Being right is completely pointless if your actions are fundamentally wrong. We really have to let our education be guided by a strong moral compass. Proverbs 21:3 hits the nail on the head. To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. This whole history of amendments and federalism shows us that our laws have to balance authority with absolute fairness. We should always seek justice in our laws and in our everyday actions. Treating your opponents fairly and doing what is genuinely just, that is far more important than just proving you're the smartest person in the room. And you know what? There's a real-world reward for doing this. Romans 8:6-7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. When you combine the intellectual ability to debate with the morality of seeking justice, you don't just become a good citizen. You get to experience true peace of mind, totally free from the heavy burden of bitterness or selfish ambition. So 8th graders, I want to leave you with a challenge today. You have the knowledge and the tools to present evidence, to compromise, and to win a debate. But do you have the morality to seek justice? I really challenge you to take these skills out into the world, not just to win arguments, but to build common ground, treat others with profound respect, and genuinely make your communities better. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see the leaders you all become.